the bear dancing, particularly in China and any other country that happens to abuse bears and put them in cages and then tease them and abuse them and take their bile, and just horrific circumstances, plus bear dancing. They can break their paws so that they can only stand on 2 feet. And so I want to release the suffering from the bears and let them be in their natural environment, let them release this suffering so they're not coming back and in more suffering, and so that people wake up to the inhumanity that they do to animals. And the more I look at China, who particularly do this, the more you see how robotic they are and how conditioned they are to do exactly what they're told. They're monitored now since 2014. They've got social monitoring, which means every habit they do, whether they go on the internet, whether they're driving, what shops they go to, is all monitored, and they get credits if they do the right thing, and then they lose credits if they don't, which then will not allow them to apply for jobs. They have to go to military. If they don't go to military, then they'll get all their credits taken from them. And so it's like making them be a robot and do exactly what they're told. Otherwise, they can't function, they can't buy food, or they just reduce their ability to live a more free life, which isn't free at all. So that's what they do in China. So I understand why they're brought up in this mindset, and I think it's a huge abuse of freedom. And then they robotically abuse these animals with zero empathy for the what they do, and anybody that does use the bear dancing as a tourist attraction, which is so inhumane. So this is my mission, to assist with the abuse of the animals, and I will be bringing on, we'll see how we go. We've got 2 forensic healers that I've asked to join me on this. We've got a third just having a few tech difficulties, so we'll see how we go. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've set the intention, I'm going to open the case. I, Marisa, allow myself to be pure, clear conduit in connection to all that exists, all organic light source energy, all universal powers, all enlightened beings and guardians. I request for this healing to be in the bear's highest good. I now confirm access to divine matrix and protection, divine guidance and blessings, upgraded the DNA blueprint, access to the healing and protective words of power, activation of the Sephiric healing forces, activation of spontaneous organic light and energy portals. Permissions are granted for healing to flow through these bears that are treated inhumanely in this moment in time, forever after. Take a nice deep breath in. So how I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to bring up a forensic healer, and they've identified some words. So through them, I access the bears. We are all one, so we're all connected. So whatever words are showing up will be in relation to the bears that is also in the forensic healer. And the more we remove the suffering from ourselves, the more we remove inhumanity and imprisonment and all of this, the more we vibrate a humane energy, a connected energy, a pure energy. So this cannot happen if we're all vibrating at a different vibration. This cannot exist. So this is the purpose of this healing. So I'm going to start with, got Eva here. So I'll bring up Eva, and then I shall get her off mute. There we go. Thank you, Eva, for joining us.
Thank you.
So I've got your words. We've got unsuccessful, spiritual, soul spiritual name. That is called the name of God, that one. That's where I've got, let's have a look. I'll see if I've got it up somewhere. I'll tell you exactly what that says. There it is. Okay, so the gnomon, you had soul spiritual name is the fifth section. So this is part of the soul facet. Spiritual name is given to the soul as its true name at the time of its creation. When the creator source interfaces with an individual, it uses this name. When the facets and sections of the soul are disconnected or imbalanced, it results in the feeling of being disconnected, which can manifest in ways of feeling lonely, insecurity, anger, fear, or separate and different from people. All right, so that's that one. So that's come up, which would be part of the bears. You know, their true intention, their true purpose has been corrupted. It's almost like they're a dark energy now. They're treated so inhumanely. They're no longer part of God or source.
Yeah.
We've got female, unlimited. So all these means there are blocks on all of this. So I guess a block on the female is that intuitive side that allows you to connect and follow your instincts. It's all been shut down. We've been trained to ignore that. And if anybody was connected to that feminine intuitive side, they wouldn't abuse. Unlimited means there's a block on being unlimited. False karma means that you receive bad things. You are cursed in a way because falsely been accused. That can happen in past lives. That can happen when they said she's a witch, and then a group of people with their energy can just be placed on you and you endure bad karma till it gets taken off. And then the morphogenic field. Now, I can't remember what morphogenic is. I meant to look that one up.
I did look it up. Do you want me to read my
Yes.
notes?
Oh, good on you. Yeah, tell me your notes. Well done.
The morphogenic field blueprint stores information for how consciousness will manifest a form. And these fields comprised by templates of conscious light and sound at a microcosmic and macrocosmic level, and it's part of the structure of all creation. So it's almost like it's in the blueprint and the disconnection that the spiritual name was indicating, and it's like it's shattered.
The true force of the soul is just corrupted, shattered, splintered. Yeah, with all the abuse and the inhumanity, totally. Wow, thank you for doing that. Okay, well, so what we do is we go back to age 11 for you, and we see if you can remember anything that has anything to do with those words.
Well, I think the biggest thing that affected me when I was 11, I was in 5th class. I was in a Catholic school. I've spoken about other experiences in my school, and this particular year was the nun in question was putting chili on our pens and pencils. So to get us out of this, dreadful habit of chewing them, it just seems to be extreme behaviour to, in relation to really, does it matter if we chew our pens and pencils? But that's just another story or aspect in my schooling. So it's the Catholic religion. So it's that what's the word? The organisation. It's a culture. It's just religion, really, and all of them.
So they also beat you, right?
Yeah, in 4th class there was that hitting me thing, and
so we've got
just humiliating behaviour. It was school did not fare well for me.
It shattered your soul in a way. It just demeaned you, but it's also it's this inhumanity of how to treat a human, a child.
Yes.
You're beating them, then they're trying to control them by don't chew your pencil, and I'm going to put chili on it. It's a really it's quite it's like you think of it today, it's very inhumane. So
and the female aspect there, given female word on my list, the females are known for nurturing, and there isn't any there, and all for the bears and the animals. So
thank you for looking at it. Thank you for taking a look at this, and that is so accurate.
I spent a bit of time on it actually, but that's what we do. So I can relate to all of that, really, to me and the bears actually, but
So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do restoration of the feminine earth and fallen goddess energy for you in relation to the bears, and the bears in relation to you, and for all
Yes.
and bring back the humanity side. And so I'll tell you what it does. It actually restores the feminine earth and fallen goddess energy pathway, removes and disconnects the soul from the false female consciousness program and Nubian black heart networks, negative ego mind, 4D false white light webbing, false ascension matrix, and false umbilicus structures. All the false stuff is a way of thinking. It's a way of programming us. It's a way that we think that we're doing the right thing, but or like the nuns think they're doing the right thing, and
Yes.
And then we then get false imprints on us. Restores the planet's natural atmosphere for the healing and benefit of humanity. The Christ Buddha avatar matrix, the Sophianic body. So there is a Christos and a Sophianic body that's like the male and female coming together. The corrected umbilicus of God, parent, source, silver cord. So that is our relation to God, source. At the moment, they say God is all power and he's a jealous God and we're all, the kids and we owe Jesus. It's all false. So, but even though we don't believe it, there's still this consciousness that keeps us bound by it. So it starts to correct all that. Okay, for balanced, equal, humane, male, female influence for earth and humanity. So gorgeous. So I'm going to do that one now. And in relation to you and the bears, and just connect that you're like the surrogate, but it's also part of you because we are all one. We are everything as a reflection of ourselves. So here we go. It's a long one, so I'm going to shortcut some of it. So accessing all levels of advanced consciousness, advanced dimensions, the guardians, enlightened beings, I, Marisa, request the removal of, so I'm going to name all these of feeling unsuccessful, the spiritual soul name, the female aspect, the unlimited blocks, the false karma, and the morphogenic field. That has removed the feminine earth and fallen goddess energy from the bears / Eva soul consciousness. I confirm that the bears / Eva soul matrix connection to the feminine earth and fallen goddess energy through removal of the power elites and military industrial controllers, removal of false female consciousness and illusion programs, removal of the Anubian black heart networks and negative ego mind, removal of 4D false white light, false ascension and umbilicus structures and matrix, removal of intelligence agencies, covert groups, government and religious infiltrations, removal of controlled media, press, anti-soul agenda, and Metatronic reversals. So excuse me for breathing if anyone's watching for the first time. That's just what I do. That's what we do, right?
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Confirm restoration and resetting to Christ, Buddha, avatar matrix, Sophianic body, past life identities and memories for ascension purpose. Reconnection to the corrected umbilicus of God, parent, source, and silver cord. That one stops the recycling of you coming back to the suffering. Access to the bears / Eva's light body upgrade and resetting the umbilicus connection so that you ascend this time. Access to the source code, crystal star, and Christos consciousness. Activation of the unified balance of male and female hermaphrodite energy and the organic forces of the creation code. Okay, so you can say this and you can say it on behalf of the bears. So I, Eva. In connection with the bears. Choose to be released. From the Earth's inhumanity and destruction programming.
From the Earth's inhumanity and the
destruction programming. Relating to age 11. I confirm my soul's connection. To the organic earth, humanity, and consciousness.
To the organic earth's humanity and consciousness.
I choose to be supported
I choose to be supported
and reconnected
and reconnected
to the feminine earth goddess energy
to the feminine earth goddess energy
and live in oneness with humanity
and live in oneness with humanity
from this point forward.
from this point forward.
So I'm going to take a nice deep breath. I'm going to breathe in this healing energy via for you and the bears, and release them from this suffering and this false ascension matrix, this false matrix, the false white light they've been on. Breathe in. Okay. Whew. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
How did you feel through that?
Hot. The energy, there was so much of it. I feel really hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll bring on Helen.
Okay.
We'll go through hers. Looks like we'll probably just end up with 2 healers by the looks of it. And then we'll do the creation of the visualization of what we want to see. And then we'll close this. So anything else you want to say?
No, not at the moment. Thanks.
Gorgeous. Okay, you're welcome, Eva. Thank you for the things. All right, so we'll bring Eva now down and we'll get Helen up. Beautiful. Hey, Helen.
Hi, Marissa. Blessings to you.
Thank you. And just let you know, it's Marisa, not Marissa.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Marisa.
Marisa. All right. So now we're going to do you. We've got your words, soul entities, astral body, past life info leakage. That means that stuff from past life that is still leaking into this current life. Then you've got a base, so that would be the survival root chakra. Neglected, well, that makes sense. False white light. I'm actually going to turn this off. I think you're echoing. Someone's echoing. Oh, okay, I'm going to turn, no, it's not you. We're going to turn off Eva. There we go. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so so we had age 8.
Yes, age 8.
So what was happening at age 8 that was stressful?
Well, that was the year my third sister was born. She's 8 years younger than me. And because I was the eldest, I was expected to step up and help with the newborn babe and my mum. And my other sisters were 6 and 4 years old. So I think there was a lot of, I felt a lot of pressure to do the right thing. And I remember when I was thinking about this, I remember feeling concerned, probably scared that I would hurt in some way this little sister of mine, because I, hadn't really been around.
And you're having to take care of a newborn.
Well, with my mother, she was there, but to step up and be part of that helping process.
Right.
So I was the eldest. I was 8 at the time.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember much else about 8. I mean, I was happy at school.
Yeah.
So I only think that pressure of this.
And that makes it can make sense with some of the words. It's a bit like the false white light of how family should be and how a child should be, and you've become in that. As a child, you become programmed that you need to just help others. You need to ignore your feelings and make sure that you're taking care instead of developing your blueprint, developing who you are. You've now been identified as a helper and a server in a way. And I bet you have served and helped people and your family in your adulthood. Am I correct?
The whole of my life, Marissa.
There we go.
And nursing, welfare, community.
Oh,
nursing, welfare, community, I've done all those jobs, and plus my family. And the thing I note is that I get really emotional and really angry and upset about when I see vulnerable souls being hurt. such as the bears. Yeah, so that has been a big issue. A big issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's, and yes, me too. In fact, it's a really hard thing to navigate, of knowing it exists. What do you do? Then feeling you can't do anything, or then do you fight the fight? It's a whole dilemma. So hence why I'm going at it at an energetic level, and I need to. And sounds bizarre, but I need to actually release the hurt out of you, because when you do feel, and this is why it's so difficult to navigate, because when you feel angry or hurt, it doesn't actually, it just puts more of that energy on them. I know it's a weird concept. It's just how it's a law of attraction. So what we need to do is then we'll release them of this energy, release ourselves from our hurt. So if we don't have it in ourselves, we won't connect to it as much, and then energetically create this new blueprint for them. And that is the energetic base that we're doing. I'm not saying that then they're still then, but when we release the energetic blueprint from them having all this corruption and inhumanity, that is the core level of doing it. Then we'll see, and we have to also get it out of ourselves. So the way to help, and so, but thank you for mentioning that, because I agree. It's just a dilemma, and so we've got to take the hurt out of you. And you said, you feel you are a helper, and maybe, and the thing will be is, if you have a life of helping the needy, a life of helping the people that are treated badly and the victims, then that job that you have needs victims to satisfy the job. So we need then, so in a way it actually is counterproductive, because it needs to produce energetically victims, and this is just the laws that we don't look at. So what we need to do is release ourself of this feeling. But thank you for giving me that information. And neglected here, and you see, you may have and not even know it, that you are very neglected as a child. Your needs are very neglected, and you probably don't even see it, because there's nothing really, it's not abusive, but you're a child then has to completely ignore their feelings, because now you've got a job to do, and you're only 8.
Yes, absolutely. I relate with that. Absolutely, yes. And I remember thinking one day, probably not at 8, but where was I? Where was I given not even acknowledgement that I'd helped? I think it was just an expectation, and so there are lots of things involved in that. And I went outside and was very sporty, so I went there for my accolades, if you want.
What did you do?
I became very sporty, so I was doing things outside the home,
right,
for my acknowledgement, I think.
Right. So anyway, so what it is to redefine, you need to have your own individuality, and that you need to be nurtured, you need to be acknowledged. And it's like the bears, it's almost like the bears, it's their job. Their job is to give, for a purpose of dancing, for a purpose of the pleasure of making money, really. We're just utilized as a tool to a means, which is to make money, or in your case it was to just be part of the system, procreate, have a family, but your job is really the serving of it. It's not really an individuality. And so that's the parallel with the bears. Their service is to give bile, to get tourists to pay money. It's just that's the parallel.
Yes, yep, absolutely.
All right, so let's do for you the Soul Earth Healing Connection and Ascension Alignment. So I'll tell you what that does. It disconnects and removes and interferes exploitation and operations of the Earth's anti-human conditions, such as weather, HAARP, human hybrid breeding, food sources and supply, pollution and toxicity, manufacturing and siphoning of loosh, which is the suffering we go through. That's called loosh. Energy stealing, false creation code, false ascension matrix by the negative alien agenda, restores the cosmic sovereign law, which will be nice, crystal spiral flows of unity intelligence, tree of life, human 12 tree grid, and connection to the organic source energy for the elevation ascension of the earth and humanity. Now, I know I use a lot of words that even I don't completely understand. But these are this is the information of what gets done to our soul is from Lisa Renee, who is the most writes and gives us the most extensive knowledge on what is done to our energy field via how we're controlled. So that's where this has come from. And it doesn't really matter at this point if we don't understand or not. The fact is that we're going to do it is the most important thing, because it's all energy, and it has a consciousness. Words have a consciousness. So I'm going to start, and then we will release this from you for the bears. Release this via you for the bears. Accessing all levels of advanced consciousness, advanced dimensions, the guardians, enlightened beings. I, Marisa, request the removal of the Earth's inhumanity from the bears via Helen, souls relating to the soul entities, the astral body, the past life info leakage, the base chakra, feeling neglected, and the false white light. I request the connection to Helen and the bears, true essence, and soul to be free, organic, and humane, and live on a humane planet. I'll have to check that one. Confirm removal of miasms, which is like a sort of like toxins in our energy field. Death culture and damage to the DNA due to the Earth's toxicity and pollution. Confirm removal of the holographic inserts, black magic grids, and false ascension matrix. Confirm disconnection from the secret societies and the negative alien agendas and enslavement programs. Confirm removal of the Anubian black heart and synthetic energy and zeta seal from the heart chakra and astral plane. Confirm the disabling and 100% block of interference and manipulation from the controllers operating weather conditions, including flood, fires, droughts, and food supply against humanity. Confirm closure of the transhumanism movement, industry, and blood vampirism. Confirm 100% cancellation and closure of all portals, gateways, NAA firewalls, wormholes, stargates, pathways, and channels that siphon and steal energetic loosh and energy from the earth and humanity. Confirm alignment of the cosmic sovereign law, crystal spiral flows of unity, intelligence, and tree of life, human 12 tree grids. Confirm restoration of the planet's natural atmosphere for the healing and benefit of humanity. Confirm replacement of the organic Earth's creation code and matrix for humanity to embrace truth, disclosure, humanity, and change. Take a deep breath in. Now your fingers together to align on the heart chakra. So just send the energy through there and take a deep breath in. Access alignment of the bears via Helen's heart center with the Earth's organic matrix for healing. Okay, so repeat after me. I, Helen.
I, Helen.
Choose to be released.
Choose to be released.
Of the Earth's inhumanity matrix.
Of the Earth's inhumanity matrix.
Relating to age 11.
Relating to age 11.
I confirm my true soul's essence.
I confirm my true soul's essence.
Is connected to the Earth's humanity consciousness.
Is connected to the Earth's humanity consciousness.
Particularly the bears.
Particularly the bears.
I choose to be free.
I choose to be free.
And live in oneness with humanity.
Living in oneness with humanity.
From this point forward.
From this point forward.
Take a deep breath in. Whoa, did you feel that one?
Absolutely.
What's that?
I said absolutely. It's
Good.
gone right through my body. My hands, my palms are sweating. I feel, tingly. It's amazing. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to actually bring Eva back up now. Okay, thank you for that. So what I'll do now is let's do a visualization, and then I will close the case for these bears. Let's visualize, and I'm going to have up on the screen when I redo this, bears free, bears living humanely, living in their natural environment, being with their own kind, feeling embraced and supported by a humane earth, and feeling valued and cherished and allowed to live what they were intended, that they were born as, to be free in the wild, to be free to experience joy, to experience love and humanity. Take a nice deep breath in. Do you want to say anything, anybody? Oh, hang on. I'm going to get Eva back up on there. There you go. Yes, Eva. Oh, I've got you. Sorry. Hang on. There you go. Okay, yes.
I feel really calm and peaceful now.
Good.
With that healing, and even with Helen's healing, I heard all of that, and the flow of the energy and so forth. So most definitely feel much more calm and peaceful.
Yeah, I feel lighter.
Good. So that's good.
Yeah, it's
So we're looking to release the suffering from ourselves and release the way we're viewing the bears. So that's what this intention will be once it gets out with the beautiful pictures, to have an image of what we want for them. So now I will close the case, and we shall finish up this healing. But it's still rotating, and what will happen is it will just vibrate out. It'll just go on YouTube. It'll just be there for anybody that wants to help the bears. And if they watch it, then that will be helping the bears, and it will help them as well. They'll start to see, they'll need to see a beautiful imagery and of a humane planet.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So I'll go back to the closing of the case, which finishes everything off. What I want to do is actually, before I do close, I'm gonna go to the why scan this and just see why this is happening and see what it's saying. Okay, so 4 words. I'm just going to scan them and see. So okay, look now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. Soul trauma. So this is saying that when you've got trauma on your soul, it becomes a traumatic blueprint, and you just reincarnate with the same trauma. It's a low vibration. That's how we're all controlled. That's why we need to rise above all the fear, all of the inhumanity, so that we vibrate humanity, and that is how we create. That's how we're creating with our energy. And when we wake up to that, and at this time that we're doing this, and everybody has got nothing, they can't do anything but use energy. They might learn something and might start with it. So let's close it now. So I'm just going to turn, you're echoing a bit there, Eva, so I'll just turn yours off while we do this. Yeah, okay. Request healing sound frequencies to reconnect and realign the bear's DNA, RNA, chromosomes, wormholes, nucleotides, hybrid communication. I request a purification and cleansing process of white, gold, pure organic light, dissolve all negative energies and attachments from the bears and everyone present. Myself, this room, this building, surrounding area, anyone or anything affected by this healing. I request closure and disabling of harmful portals, gateways, channels, stargates, NAA firewalls, and access routes to other dimensions, realities, controlling, interfering, or siphoning the bears and everyone present's soul and energy life force. Take a deep breath in. I ask the guardians and angels to pour blessings upon the bears and everyone present for all the things they require to obtain soul freedom and sovereignty. I ask that they guide and protect the bears and lead them on a path of empowerment to assist with the evolution of their soul and humanity. Now my nose is running. I ask that healing may continue throughout this time and that the bears and everyone present may always know that they are of divine, infinite worth and they hold the power and choice for their transformation. I confirm these requests have taken place and this healing is complete. Take a nice deep breath in.